It's not the first time Houthi rebels have fired long-range missiles across the border at Saudi Arabia, but this missile appears to have travelled the furthest. Hundreds of kilometres deep into Saudi heartland and only taken down close to King Khalid International Airport on the outskirts of the capital Riyadh. The official Saudi news agency SPA said Saudi forces fired a surface-to-air Patriot missile to intercept it. Witnesses reported hearing a loud explosion and seeing fragments falling near the airport. Houthi rebels moved quickly to say they were behind the missile attack, telling Al Jazeera they had launched a Burkan 2H missile, a Scud-type missile with a range of more than 800 kilometres.
We choose the time and place after collecting information about the target, and it was Khalid International Airport east of Riyadh, targeted by a long-range volcano ballistic missile. This is in response to the continued aggression, committing daily massacres against the Yemeni people.
The conflict in Yemen pits Houthi rebels from the north, backed by Iran and troops loyal to former President Ali Abdullah Saleh, against Yemeni government forces. Back in 2014, the Houthis and their allies took control of the Yemeni capital, Sana'a. But the conflict widened early the following year, when a Saudi-led coalition of Arab countries stepped in with airstrikes to back up Yemen's government. In 2.5 years, the Saudi-led coalition has launched thousands of airstrikes. The same airstrikes that have been repeatedly criticised by the United Nations for disregarding the number of civilians killed. In return, Houthis and their allies have fired dozens of missiles into Saudi territory. Last week, a Houthi spokesman told Al Jazeera that Houthi fighters would target any country that attacks them.
Abu Dhabi and others that target Yemen, as far as we are concerned, are a fair military target for our ballistic missiles. Any country that hits Yemen militarily will be targeted.
Yemen was already the poorest country in the region before the war. Nearly 2.5 years of fighting has left it on the brink of collapse. A crippled infrastructure, abject poverty, 7 million people close to starvation, and since April, the world's worst outbreak of cholera. The UN says around 10,000 people have been killed and at least 40,000 wounded, mostly from Saudi-led airstrikes. This latest missile attack deep into Saudi territory will likely escalate this long-running and bitter conflict. Miriam Nahond, Al Jazeera.